Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're back with another update for Kaspa in today's video. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below, hit that subscribe button as well, and if you want to get notified about similar videos, smash that bell notification icon. And as always, don't forget to grab your completely free copy, The Rise of Bitcoin. It's linked below this video in the description down below. Grab it now and let's get into the content. So Kaspa has been on, a journey of discovery. Let's call it that. It's been chopping up and down for the past couple of months. And finally, I think we might be seeing Kaspa begin to reclaim the 200-day moving average here in the middle of December 2024. Again, we've been threatening or trying to get above the 200-day and move beyond it. It's looking like this might be happening. We need to see where this daily candle closes to really confirm if we're going to continue to move higher. But you can check it out for yourself, and it does look like we have finally bounced and we are moving higher. Again, we had this level of resistance on the chart here, around this $17.7 cents level. And if we can close above that, I think we're going to be moving back towards 20 cents. So that is looking very promising. We do have to wait for the close of this current daily candle, but finally looking like we're moving higher, moving back towards previous all-time highs as we now see Bitcoin beyond 100K and a bit of an altcoin season really beginning to rally. We've done plenty of videos about Kaspa on the channel, guys. You can go and check them out. We've done deep dives into the technicals. We've looked at the protocol, the consensus mechanism, looking at what's going on behind the scenes with Kasplex, the KII, and all the stuff that's going on in the background. And again, there's lots of very promising stuff happening with Kaspa, but I do want to see more stuff getting built out on top of Kaspa's network. Again, we don't have many protocols, DEXs, or anything like that that we can interact with. And for me, that's a very limiting factor with Kaspa, at least in the short term. We're going to look at some stuff in a couple of minutes here as to how that might change over the next few months. But for now, it's looking like we're finally reclaiming this 200-day moving average and moving higher. Again, we have seen Bitcoin break beyond $100,000 in the past couple of weeks. And I want to bring up the Bitcoin dominance chart as well, because we've seen Bitcoin dominance continue to break down. What does that mean? Well, if we zoom out to the weekly time frame and we check out the price action from the past couple of years on the Bitcoin dominance chart, what we're seeing is Bitcoin dominance finally breaking below this trend line that it has adhered to for more than 2 years. Going back all the way to 2022, September of 2022 was when we started this really nice uptrend for Bitcoin dominance, and it never wavered. It never broke below the trend until 5 to 6 days ago with the close of this daily candle here last Sunday. We saw Bitcoin dominance break below the trend and then break below the 200-day moving average and keep moving lower. What does this mean, and why am I even talking about this in a Kaspa video? Well, what it really means is the beginning stages of altcoin season. And again, zooming back out here, looking back to 2021, what we saw was a breakdown in Bitcoin dominance really beginning to happen at the very beginning of 2021. From January, the first week in January, to May of that year, Bitcoin dominance tanked from 73% all the way down to 40%. So that drop in Bitcoin dominance was the catalyst for a true altcoin season really beginning to rally, okay? And alts made huge moves, and now we're starting to see that happen in the market, and tokens like Kaspa are starting to make moves to the upside, just like a lot of the rest of the alts. Again, looking at the chart here, it's exciting to see us reclaiming that 200-day. We want to definitely move higher. But as I was saying, other layer one solutions in the market right now, like Sui, like Solana, are much more advanced, and there's a lot more stuff built out on top of their protocols. If we take Sui, for example, technically you could say Sui is a competing layer one to something like Kaspa. You've got DeFi protocols, you've got DEXs like Turbos and CDIS. You've got lend borrow protocols like Navi Protocol and Sui Lend, and you've got an ecosystem built out around Sui that allows for a lot of liquidity to flow very easily into the Sui network. Unfortunately, we don't have the same thing on Kaspa just yet, but if we can see that infrastructure get built out for Kaspa over the next few months, I think that might bode very, very well for price action in the latter stages of the bull market. And I want to bring up the AVAX chart to kind of drill home my point here, because back in the 2021 cycle, if we zoom all the way out to the weekly chart here, what happened with AVAX was very interesting, because right at this point here in June, July of 2021, this was when we saw the launch of the Trader Joe decentralized exchange on the AVAX protocol. Again, what did this mean? Well, for all intents and purposes, you can see at that moment in time, after the launch of Trader Joe, that made it so much easier for people to deploy capital and bring more liquidity into the AVAX network. And the price action that happened from that point onwards with the introduction of Trader Joe, we saw the price of AVAX move from all the way down here around $10 up to about $145 by the peak of its cycle. So again, doing a 1200% return in the space, literally here, if we bring it actually to the peak, in the space of about 5 months here from June to November of the same year, 2021, AVAX did a 1200% ROI going from $10 to $145, a 14.5x, you could say. Huge gains and huge returns driven by the catalyst of a DEX like Trader Joe launching on AVAX, making it much more easy and much less friction to bring capital on board liquidity and push it into the AVAX network. Why am I saying this? Well, what I'm thinking is if we can see something similar happening with Kaspa over the next 6 to 7 months here, if we can get a couple of protocols, a couple of DEXs, some lending borrowing protocols built out on top of Kaspa with KRC20 and some other stuff that might be happening in the background, then it's going to make it much easier for capital to flow into Kaspa and onboard liquidity to drive the price of Kaspa to the upside. Again, we saw Ethereum leading the way with this back in 2017, 2018, the whole stuff with the ICOs, ERC20s, and then, ERC20s making it easy for the evolution of DeFi and everything that happened on Ethereum there. I think these stepping stones are going to be what's needed in order to really be that next catalyst for seriously driving the price of Kaspa to the upside. And I think if we can see some DEXs, some protocols getting built out on top of Kaspa, it's going to make it easier for price action to move to the upside as a result of all of that. So let me know if you're bullish on Kaspa, guys. What do you think? Are you seeing other stuff going on behind the scenes? Are you seeing stuff getting built out on top of Kaspa that you want me to do a video on? Again, I do want to see protocols, things that retail investors can use to easily onboard capital into this space to see the price action turning to the upside in a much more aggressive manner. At least for now, if we can close above here today, I think it does bode pretty well for us to continue towards this 2021 cents level, previous all-time highs. Breaking beyond that, we would be going into price discovery. And again, just like we're seeing with many alts here, when they're moving into price discovery in this cycle, they're making very, very quick moves to go even higher. And I think that's very exciting for what could be in store for Kaspa over the next 6 to 12 months. As always, guys, this is not financial advice, but if you do enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below this video. Hit that subscribe button as well. We're on the road to our first 10,000 subscribers. It would mean the world if you subscribed. A lot of effort goes into these videos. They're completely free. I'm not charging anything. It's here for you guys to take, do what you want with it. Obviously, do your own research, and it's not financial advice. Give the video a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and don't forget to grab your completely free copy, The Rise of Bitcoin. It's linked below the video in the description. Grab it now, and we'll catch you in the next one.